Hi, and welcome to Business Advisory and Tax Tips. Tonight, we'll be talking about will we get a Omnibus bill versus a stimulus bill before December 11th. And I'll tell you what is meant by Omnibus bill. But first, I'm Michelle Burke, coming to you live from Annapolis, Maryland. Many of you know that I started my own business in January called Health and Taxes. There are only two things certain in life, death and taxes. I'm here to help you flip that to health and taxes. I come to you live both on Facebook and on YouTube every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern to bring you some business advice, tax tips, or an update on the latest stimulus discussions. Today, there's been a lot of activity. This week, there's been a lot of activity around the second stimulus update, second stimulus check. So I do want to just focus on that and bring you up to date. And you're going to want to stay tuned because you want to hear about the latest breaking news that just came out within the last hour. So first, kind of the environment. We're hearing from Biden and Harris that they want something passed now during this lame duck session, and that they will come back and provide more later. We're hearing from most economists that are warning that the U.S. will fall into a double-dip recession without additional federal relief from Congress after year end, right? So there's a lot of concern going on about the economy and what is going to be coming at year end. And so there's a lot of urging for something to be going forward. So just as a reminder, 8 working days from now, on December 11th, the Omnibus Government Federal Spending Bill needs to be passed, or it needs to have a continuing resolution. So that's providing some pressure and maybe an opportunity to tie a second stimulus to the omnibus bill. So for example, that's where we're coming up with this Omnibus, where you combine the omnibus, which is 11 or 12 different bills for the federal government funding, including such things like military funding, right? And then tying into that some sort of stimulus bill so that you package it all together. So in jest, it's being called the Omnibus bill. So, but there's getting legs to that. So let's first start off with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. On Monday, they secretly gave a new package that they had drafted. They gave that to Mitch McConnell to get him thinking about what they want and trying to get the negotiations going and starting to work with him. And then, but we don't have any details on what was in that new package, but it may not matter when I tell you about the late breaking news. So just momentarily, let me walk you through a few things first. So Mitch McConnell had a new draft bill out yesterday. And he's also the one who said maybe attaching a second stimulus to the government funding bill would carry some legs and get things moving. Mitch McConnell's bill was less than $500 billion. In that bill, number one was his liability relief. Number two was a second PPP. And a continuation of the first PPP if you hadn't reached the first package and have 10 or fewer employees. His third item was extending unemployment $300 a week through the end of January. He had money in there for schools and childcare, but what he doesn't have in that type of skinny bill, right? There's no stimulus check, and then there's no state and local government funding. There is money in there for testing, vaccinations, and the post office. So that was what Mitch McConnell was proposing yesterday. And then maybe many of you have heard about bipartisan senators getting together. So a group of senators, both on the Dem side and the Republican side, Hey, thanks, Winsome, for joining in here. Yes, I hope you find this helpful, and hopefully we'll get some action going here, and maybe something actually will happen by December 11th. That is our hope. So that's kind of Mitch McConnell's proposal. This bipartisan in the Senate, they have come up with a $908 billion package. That $908 billion package includes some tenant and rental assistance. That's not in Mitch McConnell's bill. It includes a little bit. It includes some. Sorry about that. It does include some PPP, the same thing. It does include some funding to the state and local governments of $160 billion. It does, that rental assistance is $25 billion. So I think a lot of you have heard that $25 billion of renters assistance is needed because evictions are going to be starting to happen from a federal perspective, starting at the end of the year. The bipartisan senator bill has 18 weeks of unemployment at $300. So that's more than what Mitch McConnell was proposing. Also money for vaccines and testing. But what you're not hearing here, no stimulus check, no additional boost to state and local government. So that's still short, and that's why we're only at $908 billion. So what the late breaking news is, and it's very exciting to contemplate, and it's probably the best thing we've heard for a while, is within the hour, Nancy Pelosi came out and stated that she is willing to start working with the bipartisan bill that came out, and she's willing to basically walk away from the HEROES Act. That's the $2.2 trillion package that she's been holding on to. She's willing to walk away from it at this point, stating that something really needs to be done. We're becoming a state of emergency. We need assistance. And so she is stating that she will look at the bipartisan bill and starting negotiation from there. So so that's really big news. First time that has been stated in a while, or shown that she's willing to negotiate a little bit. The speculation is that she will ask for stimulus checks to be in there because, like I said, there's no stimulus money in Mitch McConnell's bill or the bipartisan senator's bill. She will probably also ask for a boost on the unemployment, trying to make it extend longer, raising it up to $4 billion. There's also some speculation that she might ask for it to be retroactive because she's made statements like that before. However, with this new boost of negotiation, hard to say if she'll still push on the retroactivity or not. And it's more than likely for the state and local governmental assistance that she will ask for a boost to raise that from $160 billion up to $275 billion. As you know, we've reported before that the states have said that they've spent $275 billion already on COVID, and that they need to recoup that money to be able to keep moving forward. Previously in the HEROES Act, they were asking for, I think, about $460 billion. So to come down and just cover what the costs have already been is what's in there. So there's just a lot of movement and a lot of discussion going on, so we can keep really, really hopeful that this do something now will actually happen by coupling it with the government funding bill, calling it the Omnibus bill, and packaging it in there, forces a deadline and forces everybody to come to the negotiation table. And so this is the first good news that we've had in a long time. I know we've been disappointed week over week over week of nothing happening. So let's let's keep our fingers crossed that this is good news and that everybody is really working together now. But rest assured, this is the first time that Nancy Pelosi has made a statement that she's willing to back off the HEROES Act and start working with this bipartisan senator bill. So she did not agree to its terms, and I'm sure, like I said, she's going to at least ask for the stimulus check to be a part of that, the second stimulus check to be a part of that. So hopefully we'll see some movement. I'll keep you informed. Thanks for joining me tonight. I come to you every Wednesday at 5 p.m. with an update. And if you need to catch us in replay, I will post my YouTube page, Health and Taxes. Please check it out on YouTube. Please consider subscribing. If you like what you hear, like, comment, share, so we can get this out to more people, and I'll continue reporting this information to you as I hear it. Anyway, thank you for joining in, and have a good night.